1972. Washington Star reports on Tuskegee syphilis experiment, a U.S. Centers for Disease Control study conducted on poor black Alabama sharecroppers. So they had a group of sharecroppers from Alabama, and they gave them syphilis without them knowing it, and then they studied the results. And so a lot of them got very sick, and a few of them died. And so it's just a very ridiculous, cruel situation, and another blatant example of racial injustice in our history. I'll start off with a quick comment. Trey Burke is here. He's been cleared. He cleared quarantine, so he started working with the team today. He's doing very well. He did not practice with us in the live portion of practice, but we did a lot of run through of our stuff with him. He picked it up very quickly, and he and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist did some conditioning stuff on the side with Jeremy Holsapple while practice was going on. So, you know, we have everyone here that we're going to have here, and so that's a very good sign. And so moving forward, you know, more bodies for practice and games is a good thing.
Sounds good. Our first question is going to be from Eddie Sefko. Eddie, you can unmute.
Hey, Rick, after another good performance last time, I'm wondering, does Boban, I mean, the league's going smaller and smaller, as we know, but does that make it harder to play a guy like Boban, or maybe in some cases easier to play him?
Yeah, you know, it's a really insightful question. And, you know, by virtue of our situation with a bit of a limited number of bodies, he's a guy that's going to be in the mix, I think, regardless of what the other team's putting out there. I think, you know, they're, in most cases, you know, we're gonna give it a look. And, you know, there are ways we can look to protect him defensively if teams are spreading us out, things like that. But around the basket, you know, he's an absolute force. He's got great hands. He's got great touch. He passes it. He makes free throws. And so, you know, he caused a lot of damage in there. I think last night it was, you know, I played him more minutes than I wanted to. And so I'll be, you know, watching the minutes very, very carefully as we move forward. But he's doing good things.
Thank you.
Okay, our next question is going to be from Dwayne. Dwayne, you can unmute.
Rick, how much is this an advantage for Trey Burke since he was here last year as far as picking up your system?
Yeah, I do think it helps. We're doing, you know, a lot of the same things conceptually. Some of our, you know, calls and naming concepts may be a little bit different, but you know, he picked it up very quickly, and you know, it's the other thing is it's good to see you know, him and Tim Hardaway back together. You know, these guys played together in Michigan. They played together with the Knicks. You know, they played together briefly with us, you know, last year after the trade, and so they were spending time together, working out, shooting with Sham and stuff like that. So I know Trey's excited to be back with us. He had a really good experience with us, and we're happy to have him.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Our next question is from Chuck Cooperstein. So, Chuck, you can unmute.
Hey, Rick. You mentioned last night after the game that, you know, turnovers are one of the things that you want to try to get under control. You kind of did that in the second half, but I'm wondering, in the first half, the turnovers that were committed, do you look at those as turnovers of commission or turnovers that were forced because of what the defense was doing?
Well, we got some tight spaces against a team with a lot of length. Tried to make some tight passes, and you know, they're very good with their length of getting hands on balls and stuff like that. We had one or two lobs that went astray, and you know, those are just miscues. So some of it's recognition, some of it's spacing. As you mentioned, the second half was better, and not coincidentally, I think we outscored them by whatever it was. We were down 11 or 12 at halftime, won by 2. So, our second half was better, and reducing turnovers was certainly a big part of that. At the end of the day, most every sport becomes a possession sport. The more you can have the ball and keep possession and do something good with it, and not give up the live ball turnovers, the better chance you're going to have to be successful.
Thanks, Rick.
And that's actually it for today, Rick. So thank you
Okay.
very much for your time. Appreciate it.